Hello, welcome to Hack to the Future. Hack to the Future, Finastra's flagship hackathon. Today we go with the live telecast of the best student submission. We'll be evaluating teams. Let's get introduced to the teams and the presenters. Yeah. So meet us, the presenters for your host for today. Myself, Binish, Cloud Architect from Finastra. Along with me today running the show would be Shireen Ben Said, Head of Innovation, Finastra.
Hello, everyone, and welcome for this session.
Thank you, Shireen. So going on, let's meet the honorable judges for today's event. We have Uzair Khan, Director, Digital Innovation Sandbox Program, Asian Development Bank. Welcome you, sir. We have Belas Pinter, the ISV Solution Architect with Google. Welcome you. We have Dr. Sojan Lal, Principal and Professor of MBITS Kochi, Kerala. Dr. Sunil Titi, Principal Professor, Department of Electronics, College of Engineering, Artingal, Kerala, India. We have Michael Rini, Chief Digital Officer from Synergy Bank. We have Neil Bagden, EVP, Chief Customer Officer from Finastra. And we have Sharon Chen, founding member of the FinTech team at EY and the lead author of EY FinTech Adoption Index. Welcome you all judges to Finastra's Hack to the Future.
Thank you all for joining us and for supporting and being a judge. I just want to highlight that you're all Finastra partners for this Hack to the Future. And for today's session, we'll see it later, we're having specific prizes from Google. So a special thank you to you, Balazs, for your support on this specific category.
So moving on, we see that, yeah, go ahead, Sharon, please.
So for this year's Hack to the Future, we're really excited to have so many participants and hackers. And today you'll be hearing from the best projects, the best 10 projects out of the best student submission category. The hackers have all been hacking for good on 3 themes: hacking systemic inequalities, embracing technology-enabled change, and hacking through COVID. And yeah, looking forward to hearing from all of these amazing teams. Over to you, Dennis.
Sure, thank you. The prizes, the enticing prizes, I would say. Google Chromebooks for the winners and Google Home Mini for the 2nd and 3rd place winners. Internship opportunities with AACCUC.org and Finastra. Now, we all say that students or the best students submission that we are evaluating today, students, they are able to see the magic. So let's see what they have in store for us. The prizes are definitely motivators, but let's see the magic that they are about to bring forth and showcase today. With that, let's get introduced. Shireen, the next slide. Yeah, the finalist. They are the real showstoppers for the day today. Let's hear. We got the team's Water Reuse Booster platform to facilitate reuse of water in EU. Second team, HandPay. The third team, I think we should also tell the regions as well, right? From where they are. Let me pull that up real quick. Yeah. So we have Water Reuse Booster platform to facilitate reuse of water in EU. We have team from École des Ponts University. The HandPay, they are from FinTech Master Standards. Definitely FinTech Chair is a historic hackathon partner and sponsor for this year's edition on Best Social Project, that is HandPay. And we have got Astra from Indian Institute of Information Technology, Vadodara, Grok for All, Vellore Institute of Technology, India, We, University of Southern California, Renaissance, we got again a team from École des Ponts University, a partner for Hack to the Future, Bambi, again from called DuPont University, Be the Change, Florida Institute of Technology, OPEX, Intake High School, and we have FinNourish, Wellwood Institute of Technology, Chennai, India. Those are the teams that are the finalists for today. To you, Sharon.
So let's get started, and we'll start with Team Water Booster. So the floor is yours.
Thank you, Shireen. I'm sharing my screen. You can hear me well?
We do hear you.
Okay. Welcome to Water Use Booster. Did you know that people in California drink water that has been purified from their toilets? Even though they started recycling back in 1920, today it's a necessity due to extreme water shortages. Water scarcity is also affecting almost a third of the European territory. Yet, we are still losing 200 billion cubic meters of water ready for human consumption to industry and agriculture, and only reusing 2% of it, putting our continent on a very similar path to California's. Thanks to a new law passed in 2020, reuse is now a real possibility. With our solution, we will empower farmers and small businesses to build their own decentralized reuse plants for irrigation and cooling towers, instead of leaving it in the hands of a few big corporations. With an initial investment of $200,000 and an estimated payback period of 2.5 years, we see this as a truly viable business opportunity. Let us see how it works. Video, please.
With a simple yet compelling look and feel, we have designed a website that is easy to interact with and provides all the reassurance all players will need to take part in the new projects. To begin, the site will show interested parties what other businesses in their area might want to partner up to start a water recycling plant. Our solution includes regulation compliance and water quality control checks. The platform will also help generate awareness and facilitate communication amongst interested parties, and it will go as far as developing the optimal technical solution, providing help identifying costs, and even contacting potential partners to build a water recycle plant, making it easy for even small businesses to find the right resources and support to make water reuse affordable for them. Once the project is completed and checked for regulatory compliance, the Water Reuse Booster acts as a crowdfunding platform for those projects that have been approved. The Water Reuse Booster Marketplace smart contract has been designed to run on the public Ethereum blockchain. This allows investors who are interested in a specific project to easily specify the amount they wish to invest by their MetaMask wallets. The smart contract secures these investments by holding the funds until the goal is achieved, or releasing them back to investors should the project fail to get enough support. Utilizing this innovative blockchain solution, the Water Reuse Booster Marketplace brings decentralized funding to decentralized water. Let us give farmers and industry a chance, so everyone in Europe sees their life improved.
Thank you. We have 2 minutes and 15 seconds left for questions. Any questions for Team Water Booster? Do we have any questions from the judges?
Hi, yes, if I may. Thank you for the presentation. I was wondering if you could expand a bit further on the use of blockchain itself, why you chose that particular technology, and what were the elements of the technology you think would really be of benefit to the project?
Sure. One part of it is the cloud marketplace, blockchain-based, because it will give a chance for the innovative finance or financial options for the water use projects to go away from traditional banks, which is more expensive, or European Union funds. So you introduce the crowdfunding, making it safe, transparent, and easy traceable. We will also include the regulatory compliance tool, which is possible to make on a blockchain. So each and every project will be released when we know that the water that will be produced will be fully in compliance with the EU regulation. Any other questions?
Yeah, Valerie, Neil here from Finastra. Just a question regarding sort of the market for this and level of interest across the EU. Do you have any sense on that? So obviously, I get the perspective from the California case study you've provided, but what about across the EU footprint, and particularly the areas that obviously you referenced that have water challenges?
Yes, Spain and Italy are well-known areas, and they're already adopting water use a lot. The great example where we will start our project will be France, where regulation didn't exist in the past, but now it's coming, so they have a chance. If you know, in 2019, it was a horrible drought during summertime in France, and we know that they're getting worse and worse. And actually, government forbid to use water for farming in some parts of the France. Just imagine the disaster and the cost of it. If it's an industry, you cannot produce anything without water. If it's farming, you cannot make anything without water. So it's not just about making water cheap, having the water.
Looks like time is.
Thank you.
So to move on to the. We need to move on to the next.
That's an innovative way to manage the time, Sharon.
Thank you so much, Valeria, and the Water Booster team. And the next team we have finished is HandPay, isn't it? So Dauphine, Master, student, the floor is yours.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
You can hear me? I'm trying
to. We do hear you. You can get started.
Oh, okay. Are we good? All right. So I'm here to present HandPay, which is in one sentence a payment platform designed to address the banking exclusion of people with disabilities. So this idea came from a simple observation, which was that in France, people suffering from disabilities do not benefit from an efficient banking system. So the majority of people with permanent disabilities are either excluded from a traditional banking system or included in a system that considers them as easy target for fraud attempts. So also we noticed that many people with permanent disabilities are attributed mentors to, amongst other things, manage their finances. And the relationship between these mentors and their mentees is far from being optimized. So this is where HandPay comes in, and the idea would be to take over where the French banking system currently fails, and so to financially include clients today considered too risky, and to optimize the way that these clients and their mentors interact. So HandPay will do that by offering a banking service through an app that will have an added security through a smart algorithm, and will be able to provide a secure environment. It will also have a robot advisor, a chatbot, and a dedicated team, which will provide information on eligible rights and on appropriate solutions specific to a type of disability. And then for user experience, they will have first a simplified account creation, so with the simple picture of a handicapped card, and then a dedicated environment. So for example, for guardians and people under guardianship, they'll have a double interface that can be used by mentors and mentees, and which will give mentors a better access to and better control of their mentees' financial decision. And then for people that are self-managing or for people under guardianship, they will have an environment specifically suited to their needs. So they could check the audio guide if they have reduced vision, or they can select an audio environment through an OCR tool for everyone with a reduced vision. And so with 14% of the French population dealing with a handicap, the HandPay team identified that this idea could improve the lives of approximately 3 million French people. And since we were finance students, we looked at the financial aspect of this project, and we modeled that by pricing our solution at 16 euros and by using partners like hospitals and associations to offer our products on the inside, we could reach nearly 300,000 customers only in 2027 and get a positive net profit in 2024. So with HandPay, we hope to finally financially include a part of the population that has been neglected for so long. And so we ask you to please vote for us and help us make HandPay real. Thank you for listening.
Thanks a lot, Clotilde. That's right on time for 2 minutes, 30 seconds. And we still have another 2 minutes, 30 seconds for questions from the judges. Any questions for Clotilde and the team?
Yeah, I'll go first then quickly. Could you expand a little bit on the use of AI? So I see you mentioned the use of AI there in relation to fraud. Could you expand your thinking around that, please?
So we thought that maybe lots of suspectful behaviors could be traced with AI. So any weird transactions could be spotted by an artificial intelligence, or like something from not a secure website, or from websites that are used to like scams and stuff like that would be automatically blocked. So we could prevent any fraudulent behavior before it happens or as it happens, because the mentors that are overlooking all the transactions, they also have their own lives to live, and sometimes not only their jobs. So they have a lot of stress, and they're not always 100% there with their mentees. And so this algorithm will be an added security, like a security net for any fraudulent behavior.
Thank you.
So, did you think about mentor selection? Like, is it someone who is in close relationship with the user, or the system automatically assigns you to a mentor who has capacity, or like, is there a one-to-one or a one-to-many mapping? How did you think about that?
So we looked at the French market, and in France, there are a lot of people whose job it is just to be a mentor. So we could potentially target these and then put them into relation with people looking for a mentor but don't have one. But usually in France, when someone is defined as in need of a mentor, usually some procedure comes into place, like with the French regulation, the French system, and it's usually one of their loved ones or someone that deems himself fit to assume the task, or either someone you can go to someone whose job it is. But the person whose job it is, they have multiple mentees, so we have to like automate all the system for them, and they keep as
Okay,
That's
thank
the
you.
warning. That's the warning.
Okay, thank you.
I think we are near the end of this presentation. Judges, any one last question anyone has? Are we good to go to the next team? Okay, so I think Sharon, we'll invite
The
the next
next
team.
one, yeah, exactly, is Etastra, and let's start right away with the video.
Hi everyone. We know that cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin and Ethereum are revolutionizing the finance system. Therefore, our app is first of its kind to allow offline trading of cryptocurrencies in poor connectivity areas to avoid transaction failure. It is also integrated with Finastra API and preserves user privacy while trading, which is highly necessary on blockchain. Our app, Ithastra, uses mobile SMS, but since mobile SMS can be read by service provider, the police, or the hacker, which will reveal the details of the transaction, therefore it is highly insecure. And to prevent this, we have used end-to-end AES encryption of SMS. The cloud server will decrypt the SMS and fetch the Finastra bank account using mobile number and deduct the money and provide the user with some cryptocurrency when he wants to buy it. If the user wants to send cryptocurrency to another, then we'll fetch the public key of receiver from SMS and private key of sender from our securely stored database, and then perform the transaction on blockchain. Now let us see a demo of our app, and let us log in. We have logged into the app, and let us buy some ether. Let us say 5 ether. Now I will send the SMS. An encrypted message has been sent. Now I will receive soon a transaction successful message from the server. Yeah, the transaction is successful. Now as I can see that my balance is 5, and this is my corresponding public key on the Ethereum chain. Now let us send some ether to another user. I will enter his public key and enter amount. I will send 2 ethers, and let us send some SMS. Yeah, an encrypted message has been sent. Now I will soon receive a transaction successful message. Yeah, I've received the transaction successful message, and now let us check our balance. I will update balance, and now the balance has been updated to 2.95. That's it from our side, and hence we have completed integration. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Any question, please?
Do you think we can roll it out in a massive scale worldwide?
Uh, 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 as far as we know that we will have to subscribe to a bulk SMS API, which can receive SMSs in bulk, which are used in voting uh, for voting in contests. So we will have to subscribe to those APIs, and then I think we can use that for transaction.
So how common it is that you have SMS coverage, but you don't have mobile internet like Edge or some slower version of it? So is that like a common thing? Did you check the coverage in a location where you are aiming to use this application at?
We are in India, and we are in India, and the 2G speeds. Most of the areas are covered with 2G internet only, and a few areas have 4G internet. But the major aspect is 2G internet here. So with a speed of 60 kbps only, so offline transactions should go ahead.
Thank you.
Long term, will it have a long term impact? Because worldwide things are coming better, no? That internet services and all. To perceive that.
Uh, when the things get better, it will benefit benefit the users. But till that time, we decided since most of Indians are villages, so to connect them with the blockchain and trading cryptocurrencies to them, we have used a custodial system, which can and they have to just send an SMS, and they won't have to deal with all those complex private key, public key stuffs, to which will which will give them an idea also to how to come on to using cryptocurrencies.
Time is over on my side.
Yeah. Yeah.
So thanks a lot. Oh, how do I stop that? Thanks a lot for Team Etastra, and let's move on to the following team now, which is Team Croc for All. So starting with the video right away.
Moving on to the application demo, we here have the homepage of Grok4All. As you can see, we have multi-vendor login portal for seller and buyer. Go to customer portal in the beginning. After giving in the username and password, we are redirected to the order list page for the customer, where you can see the detailed history of previous or pending orders. In the shop section, all the available grocery products are listed. Moving on to the most unique feature, our speech-to-text chatbot, especially designed for the older generation. We have used Rasa NLU for training the chatbot data on our model. Example, I'm typing here, add 2 eggs, add 3 apple, which we can also speak in through the microphone button in the chatbot, and then we check our temporary shopping list by typing the keyword list, and all the items will be displayed accordingly. After that, if our orders are finalized, we can type checkout or simply speak into the mic, and all the items will be added to the cart, which we can see. So here, eggs and apple with the appropriate quantity have been added. So now we can click on buy now, which will take us to the checkout form. After filling in our details, we can proceed for the final payment. We can check the total final bill amount and pay using our integrated Stripe payment gateway to the application. We have also used Stripe to make the transaction process entirely secure and seamless. After giving in our required details, we would move on paying the amount and completing the transaction, which would redirect us back to the payment successful page. From there, we can view our current orders too with the current status. Moving on to the shop section in the product detail list view, because the different local vendors selling the particular product have been ranked according to a genetic algorithm, which takes in the product price, geolocation, and product review to give users the best and impartial experience. We have also used sentiment analysis module in our application. It does real-time sentiment analysis on the reviews and updates the product stars accordingly. As you can see, after writing I love the product, the stars are maximum, but again, after leaving a negative comment, the star rating goes down in real time. As you can see that when we type that I hate the product, there's a negative comment, and the star rating has come down to 3.5 stars. This is our entire sentiment analysis model. Next, another section is the COVID predictor. We expected our application to get a large footfall, so we integrated a few new features to make it wholesome as well as informative. We have used KNN and random forest classifier to give a COVID prediction for the user. So trying out the random forest model, we have to give in a few details like temperature, age, body pain, runny nose, breathing difficulty, and our model would take in all the parameters, run our ML model, and predict whether we are at risk of being affected by COVID-19 or not. I would also like to show you the sign up section for customer. Here the geolocation is automatically taken in while signing up so that it can be used to rank the closest local vendors. We also have a facial biometric system for the customer while signing up so that the older generation can easily sign up to our application, giving all a very smooth user experience. Next, I would like to show the seller sign up page where the geolocation is recorded too. After logging in with the username password, he will be redirected to the seller dashboard where all the list of his products, quantity, price, and category are visible. They can select any particular product, modify or update the details as per their wish. They can add new products too by giving in the title, price, description, quantity, and category. They can update delivery status for customers, and automatic emails will be sent to the customer upon the successful delivery. Thank you. I am now open to Q&A.
And we do have 2 minutes and 10 seconds for questions. Any questions for Team Grok for All and for Ishita?
So how did you implement the sentiment analysis on the reviews?
Yes. Yes, so we have used the Amazon review dataset from Kaggle, and there we have run the NLP model, and we are also integrating the session cart sessions. Like in Django, we have the session concept. So for that, we are using that so that it is happening in real time, the analysis and the product ratings as well as that. So we have made up a matrix where the products will be on the left side and the top there will be the ratings like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we will be mapping both of them. And in the real time, the matrix will be reloaded every time, as well as as soon as we are giving a review, posting a review, and the star ratings will be updated accordingly.
Thank you.
So what is the advantage over just a phone kind of system where you can telephone the local store and get the things? Maybe in India, it's very common now. So what advantage do you have? On a commercial basis, if you're rolling out this kind of an application, do you think you will be able to succeed?
So our main motive was like the big platforms like Amazon. They are targeting mostly the sellers who are very they are known at their fields of selling particular items. So we wanted to target the local vendors for that case, and we wanted to give them a chance to flourish in the situation more. And as a marketing strategy, we also wanted to weekly advertise the local vendors who are performing well based on the product reviews. So that even after this pandemic, their manual sales also increases through our advertisements, and we also want to give some attractive incentives to them so that they are also interested to use our platform to reduce the competition that is happening in the market. And also there are some native items which are not really available on big platforms, which are only available from small local ownerships. So we wanted to also extend our chatbot by including some native languages in it, so that we can also make use of ordering some native items which are not really available on the current platforms. So these are. Thank you.
Looks like time is over. Thanks a lot, Ishita. Thanks to our judges.
Thank you so much.
And now we'll move on to the next team, which is Team You, Me, We, and starting right away with the video.
2020 was a challenge for everyone. Endless meeting and limited mobility. We all want that 2021 will be different, independent from the virus situation. For that reason, we created UMIV, a technology which allows more human touch during video meetings with your team or your customers.
So let me show you what you can do with UMIV. UMIV, give me another candy. Francie, can you catch it?
Thank you, Andriy.
Francie, nice catch.
Alex, you are the best. Mwah.
As you see in this demo, by removing the need for the keyboard or the mouse and removing all the unnecessary interface, we allow people to experience the most direct interaction possible. So it's obviously improves the team spirit, but you don't need to throw candies at your customers. Because it's a task of the account managers to sweeten the conversation with the tools that they used before, with their hands, with a smile, and they don't need to be afraid losing the eye contact with their customers when they ask for data entry or providing them information requested. Even during this hackathon, we use the most scalable and safest architecture possible. All the face and voice recognition are happening on the device of the client, only non-personal data is transferred into the cloud, and peer-to-peer encryption for videos is used. And the most exciting next step is, of course, to integrate Finastra into video meetings. And you're welcome to try our demo online with your friends and family. We had a lot of fun with it, and we hope you will have it too. We're saying that we discovered something really, really special, because when we share the experience of UMV with someone else, they're really excited and have lots of ideas where it can be implemented. We see also a bright future for this idea, therefore last week we applied for protection of some part of the concept. And we are excited to develop the first basic features for your customers and employees already at the beginning of next year.
And this is our amazing team. We have experience in starting new products, developing new businesses, and working really hard. And we had a lot of fun developing this product.
Are you ready for the next step? Contact us and we make it happen.
So, thank you for the attention, and we open for questions, I guess. Yes.
And we've got 2 minutes for questions. So any questions from the judges?
So quite impressive demo. So what did you use on a backend or frontend, like open source libraries for video processing and streaming?
Okay, so for video recognition, I cannot now call the library itself. It was doing our technical person, but it was something trained with TensorFlow, and it was not OpenCV. It was something else, Face API, I think. And actually, in the new version of the app, we used Firebase as a data storage, and then MongoDB. We did some update, so you can see this in online. Yeah.
Have you maybe checked if it's possible to develop it like a plugin or something for the popular streaming platforms?
Right. So it's possible to do a plugin for Google Meet, especially because Google Meet mainly used in Google Chrome, and there was also many other plugins doing something similar. Of course, in this case, it's a bit different because you need the backend which exchanges the information additionally. So, but this was actually the idea how it can be implemented very soon.
Thank you.
Yeah. More questions?
Yeah, what's from a commercial perspective and so on, what kind of conversations and so on have you started to have either with, as the other judge was saying, with streaming platforms and so on? What kind of potential are you seeing?
Right. So what we're looking for how to protect ourselves is basically with IP, and then what we see is a shift, basically going from the chatbot into the video conferences, because we spend much more time in video conferencing than we spend ever in texting apps, and basically majority of the clients of the banks. Premium clients, they don't really know computers. They simply open Zoom and they want to solve everything in Zoom. So usually they went to the office. Today they cannot go to the office. So we need to provide them the much better experience for banking purposes, but it's obviously great for social media.
Sorry to interrupt you, Andrei. It looks like the time is over.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the presentation.
Thank you very much for interesting questions.
Thank you. And we'll continue now with Team Renaissance. So starting the video.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time and attention. We are Finastra, and we were born from the vision that displaced population deserve equal access to a sustainable second chance. There are 8 million displaced people across the globe. They were forced to flee their countries, their jobs, and their communities. They suddenly find themselves unbanked, socially excluded, and with no digital footprint. Meanwhile, donors and NGOs struggle to send funds and assistance in the most efficient and transparent way. Finastra is a connector. It integrates donors, the funding source, with NGOs who give assistance, with beneficiaries who are in need, and with authorized vendors who provide supplies. It consists of a collaborative, secure, cloud-based platform that allows authorized stakeholders across the entire delivery system to connect, share, and manage funding flows and monitor beneficiary journey. Our beneficiary app helps unbanked receive donations and spend responsibly to buy their primary needs. Our ecosystem drives value for the beneficiaries. Finastra offers a second-hand smartphone with a pre-installed user-friendly app so as they are able to purchase their basic supplies in qualified vendors. The app includes a digital ID, a new wallet, and a credit score functionality that will be built based on user financial performance. More importantly, the app contains a customer journey that helps beneficiaries improve their financial skills until they get financially independent. For NGOs, our platform enables accurate tracking tracing of donations and offers reports that show money flows until its final destination. For the donors, the platform provides aggregate data of money donated to NGOs in addition to full visibility of where, how, and when the money reached the beneficiary. As a vendor, the platform not only supports new clients acquisition, but also offers reports of clients and financial data. Our impacts are many. First, we enable more efficient, transparent, and scalable money management, and over time, we contribute to financial independence. Second, we provide value chain for banks with our aggregated socioeconomic data on refugee needs. We boost local economy, and we contribute to a reduction of carbon footprint by using donated smartphones. Join our journey to help millions of displaced people in their financial and social integration. Thank you very much. I'm available to provide further details about Finastra.
Thanks a lot, Camila. We've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds for questions. Any questions for the team?
Thank you very much. I have one just regarding sort of what kind of conversations have you had with NGOs and so on? Because obviously getting this into those environments and situations is critical. So what kind of conversations have you had to date?
Thank you for your question, Neil. We were lucky to do an extensive market validation. First of all, we were able to interview the former supply chain director of the UN Agency for Refugees. He confirmed that indeed there is a real need for a simple solution for funding flows. In addition, that more and more there is competition regarding the funds. So aid agencies have an increased pressure to show transparency, accountability in the responsible use of the funds. In addition to that, a refugee or a displaced person, when they arrive to their destination, they have nothing. So it's very useful to provide them with a smartphone so they are able to purchase their supplies straight away. In addition to that, we were able to interview vendors. We also ran a survey of smartphone donors to see if they were willing to join. So we were able to really interview all the partners of our platform.
Thank you. Very helpful.
Any other question?
We got 1 more minute if there is any questions. I think now it's time. I think we will. Thank you. Thank you, Camila.
Camila, is there anything else that you'd like to share?
Yeah.
We have a couple of seconds left.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, Camila.
Yeah.
We'll continue with the next team, which is Team Bambi.
Hello, everyone. Bambi, banking for inclusion and trust. I'm going to make an assumption that everyone's had that awkward moment when coming out of a store and a homeless person asks you for money. Maybe you want to help, but you don't have any spare change, or more importantly, you're afraid that they will use the money for drugs and alcohol. Meet Tom. Tom is asking for help, and Bambi addresses that need based on one principle: financial inclusion. Built on 3 pillars: digital ID, donations, and financial education. We've identified typically identification is the first barrier in accessing financial services. So we will partner with New York City Shelter System to create enrollment centers. The participant can create and store a secure digital ID on blockchain and create their unique QR code to get started. Donations. They're accepted via scan. Tom can either download the app if he has a cell phone, or he can easily print one out to easily be scanned by anyone. Funds are stored in his secure account until he redeems at partner retailers. This hoping to ensure he does not spend on drugs and alcohol. Donors are able to securely donate to the homeless on the street directly, or if they wish, they can download the app and donate to specific people in their neighborhood. We're really hoping that this provides a sense of community and inclusion. It will also remove the fear of contact because of COVID. Tom can then go to partner retailers, pay for goods and services through the scanned QR code, providing better food options, better medical services, and starting to meet his basic needs. Partner retailers are only going to need a QR scanner to be able to accept payment. And lastly, once basic needs start to be met, we can talk about financial education. We use AI to track data, track spending, help him learn about household finances, build monthly budgets, savings accounts, and get him on the road to financial independence, and work towards getting him off the street. Tom will have to pay a $2 monthly service fee for this service. Our hope is this will serve as the first step in financial independence. Additional revenue streams will be created through transaction fees, donations, transfers, and purchases, creating a scalable business not just for Bambi, but for retail, banking, and tech partners. In conclusion, we are looking to leverage Finastra's open APIs on Fusion Fabric, such as Dinero Cash, still in testing, and Fusion Analytics, to power the transactions and build an inclusive financial ecosystem for the homeless. Help us make Bambi grow. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Neil. We've got 2 minutes and 15 seconds for questions. Questions for Neil.
First thing, how do you ensure that your retail partners are genuine or they don't cheat in such a system? So I know in India where it is very easy, the people will cheat.
I think through, where blockchain serves as a security measure in terms of data. So in enrollment for both all participants, you'll have secure data, which enables you then to hopefully give some sense of security or assurance that people aren't cheating. There is also a, let's say, good faith assumption as well.
Question from me, just around. Sorry, Sunil.
Yeah.
Just the practicalities, obviously, of. So I heard you mention that either use a phone or they could print it out. But how would that work from a retailer perspective? So for the individual? Would they take the QR code? Just what's the sort of practicalities around that?
So yeah, great question. Thank you. I mean, one of the things I looked at a lot, or we looked at a lot, was in terms of how WeChat in China and WeChat Pay really, I mean, nobody exchanges currency. Stores are able to scan QR codes, accept payments. People are able to pay, transfer funds. So looking at those technologies, we're hoping are going to enable us to create or connect the dots to make this work.
Okay.
Does that give a little more clarity, or?
Conscious of the security element of it, in terms of if it's on a piece of paper, could someone just steal a piece of paper and go into a shop and use it on their behalf?
I guess that is a risk factor, but I guess it's no more of a risk factor than anyone stealing somebody's mobile phone.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yeah. Again, that was a long 5 minutes then. Sorry. Thank you, Neil.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. We're good to move to the next team?
Yeah, exactly. And the next team is Be the Change.
Hey Finastra, we're excited to show you what we built, but first we'll tell you why we built it. Meet Be the Change, the micro-donation app that allows you to use your small change to make a big impact. Beyond decision fatigue over choosing a charity, donation cart abandonment rates are 62% despite high conversion rates, suggesting consumers are willing to donate their money but not following through. We also know Gen X make up nearly 50% of all GoFundMe donations, but give smaller amounts per year than older generations. Thus, the concept for Be the Change was born. Using micro-donations, users can set up lasting and sustained donation commitments, making an active charitable commitment feel more casual and lead to more donations over time. This also helps democratize the donation process, giving more people of all ages and socioeconomic backgrounds an opportunity to make an impact.
Using the psychology principle of prospect theory, we hypothesized that users perceive small monetary amounts donated over time as less than an equal amount donated as one lump sum, leading to more users donating money in the first place. The idea is simple. You link your bank account to the app, determine your donation limit to be reached either by monetary amount or time span, and discover charitable causes to donate to, filtered by location and categories. To decrease cart abandonment and leverage the donation power of Gen X, we designed Be the Change to be not just beautiful, but also user-friendly. Utilizing existing patterns for geolocation and filtering, and relying on principles of visual hierarchy and easy content creation, we created a product that is both intuitive and delightful to use.
For the backend, we created an application on the Finastra platform, then we added B2B and B2C API services as required. For Fusion Fabric, we used the cloud to create the following APIs used by our app. We authenticated users by setting up an OAuth 2 cycle using GCP to host a redirect URL. Then we integrated the front-end functionality with the backend endpoints we hosted.
Beyond some challenges we faced building the backend, the main UX challenge was to organize the information architecture to make finding charities as frictionless as possible and setting your donation plan as clearly as possible. So UX writing and microcopy were crucial in achieving a seamless user experience.
This technology has tremendous potential at scale, opening the doors not only for more people to donate in the first place, but for those donations to be sustained in the long term. Next steps would be to conduct user interviews to further understand users' donation habits and design smart recommendations and interactive social features to further facilitate discoverability and positive encouragement in the app. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to make an impact. We believe our app has a great social impact potential at scale, and we hope you do too.
Perfect. So we've got now 2 minutes and 30 seconds for questions. Any questions for the team?
So the idea is when you round up the transaction, then the small amount will get transferred to one of the donations, right? Or are you waiting for a certain amount to accumulate over a month, and then is it one larger transaction? So how exactly did you think about that?
I'll give you an example. So let's say you link your bank account to our platform, and then you select a charity. What happens is every time you select, let's say, I want to donate for a month. What happens is for the month, every time you make a transaction amount that has a fractional amount in it, so let's say $3.20, round it up to the nearest next dollar, and that change goes into a little pot. At the end of your of your timestamp that you selected, let's say at the end of the month, all the money that's collected then becomes 1 billion.
Thank you.
Just a quick question for me, just regarding sort of the, I suppose the demand out there from Gen Z, Gen X, whatever it be. But just a quick query: what have you tested? Not the usability and the functionality, but tested the concept with your sort of target population.
Okay, so this concept is not new. Pulling together transactions to form one charitable donation. Piloted by Bank of America. Very similar thing was piloted by Bank of America around 3 years ago. It was a resounding success. The charities that they targeted had over 300% increase in. However, they kept it close to their own bank and their own customers.
Thank you.
Any other questions or anything to add, Montasek, to your share with the judges?
Sure. So just one final thing. We can monetize this by actually adding a very small platform and transaction fee. Directly, we're basically together a lot of transactions.
Thank you. I think it's time to move on to the following team, which is OPEX. Do we have anyone from the team OPEX on the call?
Hi, Sri.
Hey.
Just give me a second to share my screen. Great. With banks open across the world, we are increasing the risk of outbreaks. On-location activity is particularly important for traders who need robust, real-time communication and sales teams that are subject to specific compliance monitoring. In the event of an outbreak, a bank may not be able to accurately identify every employee at risk and in turn can be forced to shut down completely. The ability to control an outbreak and immediately trace down which employee should quarantine is crucial. Recent studies have shown that 80% of transmissions can be prevented through immediate contact tracing. Manual contact tracing can take days, and apps right now to help with contact tracing aren't working either, because only 3/5 of Europeans report willingness to use the software. Our technology can be used to help determine which employees to send home and predict when an outbreak will happen. OPEX is our solution. OPEX offers two services. First, OPEX offers a streamlined COVID survey for employees based on CDC guidelines and a contact tracing feature. OPEX's contact tracing feature operates with 4 steps. First, our beacons advertise Bluetooth signals. Second, these signals are detected by wave scanners. Third, these readings are sent to the cloud and inserted into our SQL database. Finally, OPEX's proprietary deep learning model is used to evaluate distance values based on these readings. Using triangulation, we can accurately determine user interactions and communicate this on OPEX's connected platform. Data security is a big priority at OPEX. Our system does not store PII data and cannot track users outside of corporate offices. Employees will receive a wearable device rather than installing our technology on their personal devices. OPEX's revenue model is structured around a fixed fee based on office size, as well as a monthly subscription fee based on the number of employees using our solution. There's also a one-time cost for each wearable. For a demo. Our OPEX software can effectively triangulate the location of a beacon within the receiver's range. When a bank queries for an interaction at a certain time, the data is accessed through secure data logs. Our software is configurable with multiple receivers and multiple beacons. This is the user interface that bank employees will have access to. If I log in through a user account as I have here, I will have access to data pertinent to my workplace and I, including our risk for getting COVID, our risk for breaching social distancing measures, and our overall level of safety. Furthermore, I will be able to see a live feed of the level of occupancy of a room and view how many individuals have worked there. If I log in through an admin panel, I will also be able to see the status of each employee, whether they've completed their daily survey, their level of risk of having COVID, and whether or not they have been infected, and the streamlined process of notifying me and other administration officials if they have been infected. Thank you. I now yield my time for more questions.
So we've got 2 minutes for questions.
Maybe have you thought about data protection aspects of the project, like sharing this information with other users might be problematic depending on the country and the regulatory domain you are in?
Yes, great point. OPEX prides itself on not sharing data with anybody else. In fact, all of the data that we collect is at the control of the administration that controls the data. We do not have access to the data, and the only way that we can actually maintain and adjust the system is if we are given access after we have installed it. So we pride ourselves on not sharing data with anyone.
And what about user-to-user data? So if I can see the data of another user, like first time I have to accept some kind of agreement that it's okay if, like, you know, that seeing if another user was there, which improves the risk of COVID or something like that.
Yeah, so actually the way our wearables work is they generate randomized user tags. So I do not know who each user is, and most administrators won't actually be able to find out which employee is which user tag unless an employee reports having COVID.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. If no judges have any more questions, I'd love to talk about some of our other solutions. So I know that in this video, I talked about how OPEX has this short-term solution for COVID contact tracing, but our long-term vision is asset tracking software. We have, once the infrastructure investment is made, many institutions that purchase this technology, such as hospitals, will be able to use our infrastructure to track essential high-value assets, such as wheelchairs, such as MRI devices. Institutions such as the University of Washington, which we are currently in talks with to implement this technology, will be able to track devices such as this, as well as laptops.
Looks like time is over. Thanks a lot, Ishan. That was
Thank you.
done. And we'll move on to the next team, which is Team Finnourish.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, we do hear you. The floor is yours.
Just a second. Thank you so much. So greetings to all the panelists and a warm welcome to everybody present in the audience. So the theme of our project is embracing technology-enabled change. And the change that we are focusing on over here is increasing awareness regarding the various mutual funds services that are available within India and increasing the influx of investments. Now you may ask why this particular product. The answer is very simple. Out of 1.38 billion people in India, only 1.5% invest in mutual funds. Despite the fact that we have so many options, we have equity mutual funds, we have liquid mutual funds, short-term mutual funds, and so many more. So we aim at increasing awareness regarding the same. From a business aspect, we already know that India provides a huge market for products that address a specific need and a specific niche of need, and that's what we are trying to aim at over here. So when you log into our product, you can see the recommendations with regards to the investment listings you have chosen. And with regards to increasing awareness, what we want to address over here is that what is a particular fund and who should be investing in the same. Now, going by social acceptance, with the advent of digital India, we already know that even a small cart vendor in India today owns a Paytm account or a Google Pay account to facilitate his business. So similarly, we are hoping that our product, if not the same, can achieve the same level of social acceptance. So we also provide dedicated budget tracking over here. So a major challenge in our project was to integrate the two parts of our application. The main part is made in Flask, and the budget tracker has been made in Dash application. And the important thing over here was user security and retaining the user context. So as you can see over here, you can easily track your income, and you can easily track your expenditure. You can understand where you're spending more, where you're spending less. And we also calculate this amount of savings that you make every month and your cumulative savings as well. So as a future for FinNourish, what we want to do over here is that after we have reached a certain number of user counts, say 10,000 users, then we plan to come up with premium services. What these premium services will be are intelligent recommendations. Right now, we are providing recommendations depending upon your interests. But after we have rolled out our premium services, what it will do is we will be using artificial intelligence to understand your saving potential and give you recommendations for comfortable and safe investments. So with regards to this, what will happen is our users will be engaged more because they'll be seeing recommendations that they feel more comfortable in investing in, and this will in turn churn the amount of investment that India brings in into its varied options of mutual funds. So, and we are focused on the user interface and experience over here. It's very clean and fluid, so that any person can easily navigate in and out of the website and understand the nuances of the same. And so what we are trying to aim over here is that if this product were to reach the market, then it could really target a huge class of people within India who have already moved towards digitalization. So thank you so much.
Thank you. We've got 1 minute and 40 seconds for questions.
Okay. So stock recommendations, there are many companies, many firms giving stock recommendations. So what is the innovation that you are planning to bring in? So what is the specialty?
So we are not aiming at, I'm sorry if you said stock recommendations. We are not aiming at stocks at all. What we want to, we are only aiming at mutual funds. So equity mutual funds, dynamic mutual funds, arbitrage mutual funds, etc. So depending upon the savings potential of the middle class, the huge middle class of India who want to go for safe investments, people are generally apprehensive of whether their money will be safe or not and what are the kinds of returns that they'll be getting on a particular investment, because the working of mutual investments is different. So we want to ensure that our smart recommendations give them recommendations depending on their savings. So even if for a mutual fund, you may just invest 100 rupees, 200 rupees, it does not matter. Even a small amount is comfortable for mutual funds. So that's what we are trying to aim at. Any other questions from the respected panelists?
You got 2 minutes.
This regulated.
So can, yeah.
Sorry. Is this regulated?
Regulated. So we are not providing any services for payments, as in there is no security aspect over here for it to be regulated. All we are doing is we are providing the public data that is available. All the data that you see within over here has been scraped from public repositories of the data that is provided by banks. So we have used the same data, it's just that it's summarized in a single platform. So as such, for regulation, there is no need for, there is no infringement of any policies happening over here, because all we are doing is we are storing the data in a concise and fluid manner.
Looks like the time is over. Thanks a lot for your presentation.
Thank you so much.
That was the 10th project for the day. So we've seen 10 projects today, 10 finalists. Thank you all for your presentation, and thanks to all the judges for questions and for scoring all of these projects to determine the winners on the best student submission category. As for the next steps, all the winners will be announced on Wednesday, 27th of January. So that's Wednesday next week. So keep posted. The news will come next week. Meanwhile, you can vote for your preferred app on the Finastra's FusionFabric.cloud store. You've got the link here. The vote will start tomorrow, 8 a.m. GMT time. It's not open yet, but you can already go and browse 32 out of the all the finalist applications and vote for your preferred ones. Thank you all for joining us today, and I'm sure we'll be speaking with all of you very soon.
Thank you all. Thank you all for joining.